The RV Show USA presents The More You Know, brought to you by Flagstaff, Rockwood, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
I want to say up front that this is not an advertising message. It's not. While these segments are presented with the help of Rockwood and Flagstaff, you should know that they already sell every RV they build, and they need no help in getting folks to buy their RVs. The people at Rockwood Flagstaff do not, repeat, they do not want to be lumped in with all the manufacturers of junk. And yes, there are some crappy RVs out there. I know it. You know it. Rockwood Flagstaff knows it. And guess what? The makers of those crappy RVs, they know it too. But they don't care. For too many, it's all about the money. Nothing personal, just about the money. To the people I know at Rockwood Flagstaff, it's about more than that. It's about integrity. It's about building a product, a damn good product. It's about the people that work in the plant and their families. They don't pretend to be perfect. Nope, but I will tell you this. There's nobody better in the industry. They build a fine product. They stand behind it if there ever is an issue. And I am proud that they support what we do here on this show to help educate consumers. That said, let's go ahead and roll this package with my guest from Rockwood Flagstaff, my buddy Andre Fisher. Why are some RVs that look very similar in their exterior and their features? Why is there such a difference in cost? What am I not seeing? Why would I pay an extra $4,000 for an RV that looks very similar to one that's $4,000 less expensive?
Very good question. In that $4,000, there quite possibly could be a lot of different construction issues. Maybe they're using wood instead of aluminum. Maybe the roof is all wood, or the floor is a laminated floor instead of a wood floor, or a different construction process. And then also there's different things that people just don't notice in every single camper. What are the axles made of? Is it a bigger fridge? Is it a smaller fridge? Is the TV bigger? I mean, as simple things as that, as small amenities throughout the whole coach. And when we put those, 400 or 500 different items together, it comes up to, $4 a piece or whatever it is, $10 a piece, and that's how you get that $4,000. Different manufacturers do a lot of different things differently to build their campers. There's lots of differences.
But how do I, Steve Byler, one of your co-workers there at Rockwood Flagstaff, has mentioned the term, and I've heard a lot, lights and lipstick. And manufacturers do a really good job in presenting, all manufacturers, I think, presenting something that looks pretty, but underneath that lipstick, underneath that makeup, so to speak, it may not be as pretty. And that's the kind of things that you're telling me about. It's the aluminum framing versus wood framing. And how does the average person learn those things? What to look for?
That's a very good question. And number one, when you find a dealer you feel really comfortable with, or a salesman at that dealership, those are the questions you need to ask them. They are supposed to be trained and should know the questions and the answers to, is this all aluminum construction or is it wood? Has it got a corrugated sidewall or does it have a laminated sidewall? How thick is the sidewall? How thick is the roof? How is that roof constructed? I imagine a house in Portland, Oregon is built a lot differently here than Indiana or even Texas, because they get a lot of rain in Portland. Maybe the house in California is built differently because they know they're going to get an earthquake in San Francisco. I'm sure there's lots of different building techniques, although you look at that house and it's exactly the same as mine looks here in northern Indiana, where we'll never have an earthquake, or probably never have an earthquake. That's a big term to use, usually never, but just the build underneath. And when you ask that salesperson, if they don't know, that salesperson can find out for you. And they'll say, well, in an RV, you do get what you pay for a lot of times. Lights and lipstick, that's the extra mirror on the sidewall. It's not a, 16-inch on center floor. It's totally different. Maybe it costs about the same to do it, but you can always take off a mirror, but you can never take off that 16-inch on floor, that really great production build quality, like a tongue groove plywood or something to make sure that build is the best you can possibly get. And you do get what you pay for in a lot of these units.
The big takeaway here is the importance of you being able to spot where a manufacturer has cut corners. And some of those lights and lipstick features to, make you look over here instead of over here where they have cut those corners. You can find dozens of these educational segments like this one on our YouTube channel.